And so here we go. Women can chase after dick too. And the sooner that we realize this, the sooner that men, all men, realize this, the quicker we can get along with this harmonious lifestyle that we're seeking. This utopia of a world, this, this better way of living for some of us out there who are not living it, who may struggle to live it. All right? And the logic of this pertains to a video that I've done before detailing the Mars influence on the Earth, right? Mars is responsible for action for the most part. And it also reflects on the signs, whether it's a masculine sign or a feminine sign. As I said before, I relate masculine signs to the external, outward, and the feminine signs to the internal, inward, right? So, with that being said, it is logical for a woman to feel an instantaneous urge to want to pounce on some ding-a-ling here and there. Maybe more often than a man does. Why? Because, first off, as I said before, the Mars influence may be strong in her chart, in her birth chart, okay? Also, Mars may be aligned somewhere in the planetary system that influences her desire at this current moment, okay? And also, she may be a masculine sign, which would gear her towards making that come into fruition quicker than an introverted or internal feminine sign would make it come into fruition. Okay? Can we grant the woman these wishes? Yes, we should. Yes, from a MGTOW perspective, yes, we should, because it brings clarity, it brings understanding, it lets knowledge be known and shown, so I don't have to put up with the idiocy of the human condition, the flawed human condition that thinks that it's a disservice for a woman to be horny and act on it. Like, this is why you have things such as the what do they call it? The slut walk. This is why you have functions like this, because the knowledge is not made accessible for the lemmings of the world to understand the chemistry of the bodily anatomy, whether man or woman, whether man and woman, to be precise. Women can chase after ding-a-ling too. Now, this came to me to do this while being in a forum, a private forum of mine, one of many. And the woman was expressing her honest attitude towards her behavior, saying, as a sign, we're Pisces. And the sign that she expressed that, is it just her, or she asked the question, is it just her who feels these urges to, even though they may be dealing with someone, they get the attention, someone else grabs their attention and they quickly gravitate towards it. It's not irresistible. Pardon me, it's almost irresistible for them not to engage. And off the bat, a couple of us said, yeah, that's natural. I said honesty is the best policy. You know what I mean? At least you're not being phony about it. You're letting it be known. At least you're talking to people about it. You may not be necessarily talking directly to the person or people involved. First, you want to come get some insight from your peers to even understand if you're crazy or not. And why does a woman in the first place have to even consider that? Because of the stigma put on them in society. Oh, you're a lady. Act like a lady. You're a woman. You can't be like that. Knowing damn well that we even have women who are notorious for behaving in this manner. Oh, can it only be looked on as good when a celebrity does it? Come on, cut it out. That's the problem. We're getting better though. We started with 13 channels. We now have over 140 cable channels, and now we have the internet. So you can bet your ass you're going to see more women who would be overlooked in other situations become glorious and have an amplified presence. Now it may sound like I'm what do they call a mangina, right? To some of the MGTOW community, and like I said before, this is why I'm not asking to be, to make a pledge or not to make a pledge. Or I'm not asking to be accepted into the MGTOW community, because I know my points of views are not as adamant as some of the people that I listen to. At the same time, I do me. I do what I do for me, right? First and foremost, and then whoever can accept what I say, then kudos to them, right? And even if you disagree, it's fine with me. I'm not against you disagreeing with me. I get that. We think differently. However, from observation, and I have strong observations, I've identified that if women were able to get a fair shake, just from an observational standpoint, that they can live their lives more comfortably. They can open up and be themselves. Because I don't know about you, but I can't stand a flaky person. And a lot of the times, the same things that men struggle with is women being flaky, behaving flaky towards them, being someone that they're not understanding that they have been coerced for the past whatever years to behave that way. Pretty much. They've been molded, right? They've been told to lay down under the man, have babies, cook the food. I'm not talking about 2017. However, it still goes on in 2017. I still see simps getting online talking about the reason why your woman doesn't have a home cooked meal when you get home from work is because XYZ. And I'm just like, dude, are you Fred Flintstone in it or what? What's going on here? Because there's some women out here who are not cooking a damn thing when you get home from work. They're expecting you to pick up something while you're out there, or be able to know how to cook it when you get home, and maybe give her some of it. That's if you're living together. You understand what I'm talking about? Like, some people are actually living in a traditional built society that is in a way segmented off of the new age developments, to where individuality can be expressed at a optimal level. And that's fine. If you want to practice your way of life that way, that's fine. And if you want to express your opinions on that, fine. Just don't get all reactive when someone disagrees with you and tells you why, and it actually gives you an example, a simulation of why your way seems phased out, right? Women can hunt for ding-a-ling too. And let me tell you the beautiful thing about this. MGTOW men, I hope you're listening. MGTOW men, listen to this, because to my understanding, a lot of MGTOW men still date. They still seek sex. And if they can't get it, they'll just turn on the porn, right? I get it. I totally dig it. I'm with you all the way, bro. So listen to this, right? With the understanding that women can actually chase ding-a-ling and it is accepted in society, guess what? MGTOW men get more sex. Because especially when women who have this natural tendency hear about our movement, they're like, okay, cool. This is like a reflection of what I needed, of what I was seeking. They're like, okay, I can go see this guy, get what I need or get what I want, and I can leave, and it's not going to be frowned upon. He's going to totally get it because he understands The little things, such as a Mars influence and a masculine sign. We could start right there. It gets so much deeper. However, we can start right there. Right? And then we don't have to waste our time doing the continuous observations on the women who have either not figured this out yet for themselves, or who haven't expressed this for themselves and want to accept this about themselves, therefore carry themselves in a way at which this woman decided to do. She can take off that mask that she's been wearing to get ahead in life. She can take off that mask, which makes a significant amount of MGTOW men irate due to the covered up behavior of the woman's anatomy. Think about the upside to this. There's always an upside. You got to think about it. You got to really think about it before you reply, before you make a response. I'm pretty sure this is going to get a response. I'm pretty sure people are feeling some type of way about this. All right? Before you call a woman a hoe, look at your planetary influence, right? And this goes even to say it further, right? I just seen a guy on the same post who was saying that he's more like a nympho and his girl is more like a laid back religious type who doesn't want to have sex all the time. She's like the total opposite of him. However, he deems it necessary to go out and have sex with other women, and it does not mean he doesn't love his girl that he's with. It's just a nut. And me personally, I believe that that guy is in denial, that he is not truly in love with the girl that he's staying with. He's just convenienced by her partnership, because he has a sense of belonging by being with a woman who's not, and especially because she's not with that type of behavior that he seeks or matches the type of behavior that he engages and participates in. It makes it easier for him to do the things that he's doing. What he loves is what he's doing. People love what they do. There's no way of getting around that, right? So let's be real here. This guy is just making an excuse of why men can behave a certain way and women shouldn't. And I'm not saying that his girlfriend, even if she found out about this behavior, should start behaving in a certain way, because that just wouldn't be her, now would it? Now, unless she is just being religious because she was coerced that way as a child, and maybe she does have that inner action inside of her that hasn't been expressed yet. Maybe, and it's being suppressed. Possibly. Maybe she has a Mars influence and it's killing her inside. Maybe. However, I doubt it. There's a slight chance. However, I doubt it. So I'm not saying that if exposed, she should go out and behave in that manner. No. What I'm saying is this. She should be observed, accepted, and respected for who she is and how she rolls. And the woman who behaves like the nympho, or realizes that she is attracted to multiple different people at one time, should be respected and accepted in the same fashion. This is America, people. Let's get it together, because the quicker we realize this and accept this, the quicker we can get on with this harmonious version of life. I'm out.